Well, hello, Quest. It's good to see you. And it's been a while since I've had the opportunity to do one of these video newsletters on the end of a week, and this particular week being what we call Holy Week, and leading up to Good Friday and to Sunday, Easter, where we celebrate the death and the resurrection of Christ. And at the end of the day, if we could try to strip away all the religious stuff. Now, there's pomp and circumstance around all the things we do in life. Birthdays, weddings, all sorts of things, right? So we throw parties, we do lots of things, but so easily those things become a lot of the externals. And maybe religious celebrations are the most susceptible to having it become about the externals and missing the internals. The reality at a heart level, at a human level, at a God level, at a connection between God and man level, that it's about the internals really, and all the externals are simply kind of window dressing, or they're kind of icing on the cake, and it doesn't not that that's not important. It has a value for sure, but if we do the externals but not the internals, isn't that what Jesus said to the Pharisees? You're like whitewashed tombs, full of decaying old bones. You look good on the outside, but on the inside it is rotting flesh. There were harsh things that Jesus said to the religious leaders that had become all about the externals. And I want myself too, to not be caught up in the externals, to be caught up with the internals, that we celebrate, that we honor, that we worship the fact that Jesus gave his life and died on Good Friday, that he gave up his spirit. He was for the very first time separated and abandoned from the Father because he took sin on himself. And God had to turn his back on that sin because in his holiness it is unacceptable, and he judges it. And Jesus faced the wrath of God for you and for me. And he paid for our sin, but then on Sunday morning he rose from the dead, and he defeats death. The one enemy that you and I can never defeat is death. Not only physical death, but a spiritual death that comes with sin in our lives. And so as we head towards this weekend, I hope and I pray and I trust that for you and for me, that we would engage the internals and be able to express it along with others on the externals in a way that glorifies and honors God and loves people. That's what he's called us to, right? He wants us to love the Lord our God with all of our heart, mind, soul, and strength, and to love our neighbor as if they were us. So that's what we're headed for. So looking forward to this weekend with everybody. Now, I have a couple of other things I just want to touch base on. The following weekend, on the 6th of April, we're doing a church cleanup. It goes from 9 to 2. You don't need to come for all of it. Just come for some of it. If you come, help us kind of clean up the grounds, put out some mulch, do a variety of things. That'd be great. Then the following weekend, on Saturday the 13th, we're having the trivia night. So, you guys, this trivia thing has become a little bigger in some ways than we had anticipated. We still have some tables that are available for sure. In fact, if you've been thinking about it but hadn't really decided, I'd encourage you. Get a table, pay for a table. What we're trying to do is have some fun together, but really what we're trying to do is raise some money so we can send students to camp and to conferences. Because you guys, the students of today are under tremendous attack. Growing up today is very different than growing up in years past. There's some new dynamics, new challenges, and as we feel the tension and the angst of the world in which we live, just think what it would be like to have fewer levels of contact or context, maybe, of how to understand what's going on in the world. I hear adults say all the time, man, I just don't get it. I don't understand what's going on. Well, if you feel like you don't understand, just think what a student's going to feel and all the pressures that they go through. So we are fighting, I think, for the hearts, minds, and souls of young people. And I think it's really important. So all the fun part of trivia, let's do it. Grab a table, bring your friends. We'll have a lot of auction items, more than we even imagined. It's going to be a lot different. It's like, oh my gosh, you got to be kidding me. But I think God has blessed it. But just so you know, too, there has been significant spiritual battle in the midst of this. Because I think Satan knows that he doesn't want kids to be captured for Christ. He'd like to capture them. And the world system would like to capture them. We are fighting for their hearts and minds and souls. That's what we're doing. So I'd encourage you to come be a part of our trivia night, okay? Then a couple of weeks later, the women are having a program called Tea and Testimony. And it's a great opportunity for you gals to invite your friends to come have tea. It's going to be really fancy. It's going to be fun. It's cool. But then also to hear about a faith journey through life and through cancer that Kim Underwood is going to share her story. And I think what people are looking for is an explanation of how does God relate to life, real life, right? And because they're asking not only how did he relate to your life, but how could he relate to mine? That's what we're all about here at Quest, is helping people walk through that journey to figure that out. Okay? All right. Hey, I love you guys. Be well. Look forward to seeing you. Let's do the internals well, right? Together. All right. Hey, take care. See you soon.